So there are pros and cons to larger and smaller organizations. Both opportunities are valuable, make no mistake, but I do want you to be thoughtful about what you might get in a larger organization versus a smaller organization. Choosing the right internship can be critical to launching your career. The question that I get so often from interns as they are thinking about their opportunities, should I take an internship in a large corporation, or should I take an internship in a startup or a smaller organization? What are the pros and what are the cons? Well, here are a few things for you to consider. If you are taking an internship in a large corporation, in most cases, this corporation has probably had a pretty established internship program for a number of years. So they know what they're going to do with the summer interns. They know the kind of projects they're going to give them for the summer. They know what departments they're likely to deploy the internships to work in over the 10 weeks. So it's a much more structured program. In that situation, you're not only going to learn a lot about the large company, you're going to learn a lot about your department. You're going to have an opportunity to build some relationships, and you might have an opportunity for formal training because they've been doing that for a number of years, and they're pretty much a well-oiled machine when it comes to their summer internships. But your learning is likely to be pretty structured because of that. They've been doing it for a long time. They know what projects they want to give you, and they are assigning you to a specific department to execute over those 10 weeks, or a couple of departments. But again, it's much more structured. So you have to think to yourself, if there are other things that you want to learn in that organization, it's going to be a function of your initiative and how you engage with other people outside of that discrete assignment so that you can get exposure to other parts of that organization. Now, if you go with a smaller organization where they have a less structured program, you'll probably get a lot of exposure because as a summer intern, they probably haven't had very many over the course of their existence, especially if it's an emerging company. They probably need you to do a number of different things. So one day you might be working on a marketing assignment. The next, you might be cold calling people to try to line up a pipeline of sales. The next time you might be working on a presentation, but you might do a number of different things over the course of that 10 weeks, getting maximum exposure to that industry and also to that particular company. But here's the flip side. Because it's a small and emerging company, they probably do not have a structured program. They are not intentional necessarily about your working, and they might not even have the time and the opportunity to teach you or develop you over those 10 weeks, the way a larger organization might have the opportunity to do so. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't go with a smaller and emerging organization, because that might be where you have an opportunity to get exposed really to that industry. So for example, let's think about entertainment. You might work with a small film company that's going to give you an opportunity to learn about lighting. That's going to give you an opportunity to learn about sound. That's going to give you an opportunity to learn about staging. It's going to give you an opportunity to learn about wardrobing. In a larger organization, you may be in a specific department for each of those because the organization is so large. But yet, going with a small company, you still have an opportunity to write that narrative, to tell that story, and to put that experience on your resume that actually may make you a more attractive candidate when you're telling your story on the other side of that internship. So there are pros and cons to larger and smaller organizations. Both opportunities are valuable, make no mistake, but I do want you to be thoughtful about what you might get in a larger organization versus a smaller organization. There are clear benefits to both. Most importantly, get an internship in a space that is going to allow you to show real knowledge and to be authentic about why you want to be in that space when you're interviewing for your full-time position. At all costs, get the experience. People used to say to me all the time, "Oh, I want to be in finance, but I didn't get an internship at one of the top investment banks." You still have a strong argument if you work in finance in a large corporation. If you work in a commercial bank, it's still finance experience that will allow you to make a strong argument about why you want finance as a full-time opportunity when you're interviewing on the other side. Get the experience that's even remotely contingent to the real job that you want. It will serve you well. Go get them.